So, you're about to hear an interview with Don Miller, who I consider a personal friend and just a lovely human being. And I think this interview, you've probably heard millions of interviews with Don Miller now. He's so popular. His stuff is so good. But this interview may be the most unique one. You're going to about to discover his gun safe. Or is it a gun safe? All right, listen on in. I got to tell you, I love Don Miller. I love him. What was your first impression? Don't tell me what you got away from this, but what's your first impression, Amy and Jeremy, of Don Miller from this interview?
From this interview.
Yeah.
It's hard because I've met him. I've had the pleasure of
Yeah.
meeting him because of you, but, there's warmth. He's just warm.
Warmth.
Yeah. What about you,
I like
Jer?
that.
So I'm biased because we hung out with Don. I like how his the way his brain operates is like he can almost take like a top level thing and distill it down
Yeah.
so smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
eloquent.
how it lays out and makes perfect sense, even if it's like something difficult. He's really good at that.
Yeah.
I loved that he's so purpose-based. I just thought it was such an interesting transition from religious and faith-based memoirs to writing about business.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, I don't see that transition. I don't get how it works. But for him, it was just another version of expressing his faith. I also thought it's pretty bold but appropriate to challenge his faith, which I think you said he was Baptist, right?
Yeah. And I thought that was
To
interesting.
to still have the faith, but also to see hypocrisy and be bold enough to speak about it.
Right. Right.
I was impressed by that.
And to
I think he
still speak of it and to still, I don't know, somebody else might then shy away from the topic, like, "Oh, that could be tricky waters," kind of thing, but he can
Didn't
still
shy at all.
no, doesn't shy away from it, and and nothing to shy away from, as a matter of fact. I mean, he's just very open and easy about it. "This is who I am, and this is what" I was having these questions,
Yeah.
and I didn't fit there at that, with that genre anymore, so it was really interesting.
Yeah, that's what got me is when he said he couldn't write books with answers because obviously when it comes to religion, there's a lot of things that are unanswered. So he could only write about questions, and then that's when he switched.
I also thought it's interesting. This isn't just religion. Any kind of organization that goes to an extreme belief, ultimately, I wonder if it becomes hypocritical. Um, Religion is just an easy example to pick on because it's so recognized.
Right.
But I wonder if there's any community that just becomes so staunch in their beliefs that this is the way things are,
Yeah.
ultimately implies hypocrisy because everything's fluid. There is, I don't know if there is any such thing as a singular truth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was just very
It
interesting.
is interesting. I know the longer I stick around, the more I know I don't know. That's how I
Right. Same
feel
thing,
like.
right?
I know less all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's especially when you think about like you know physics and quantum physics and everything that they're learning. Apparently now it is actually possible that we could be in a simulation. Like new data's come out. I can't explain it, but it's it's just mind boggling. Like I mean, it could be future humans have created this simulation that we now live in, and we don't know.
Right. Lots of questions.
Lots of
Crazy.
questions. Jeremy and I had a conversation around our beliefs and stuff like that. And so I do believe that argument that the universe, like the actual physical universe, if that's even the right choice of words, is infinite, right? That you go past the solar system and you keep going. It's infinite. And within infinity exists infinite possibilities. I mean, if there's infinite space, everything has to exist in infinity. And therefore, if everything exists, everything's possible, right?
Right.
Which then brings me to the point, if everything's possible, then it could be a simulation. Why not?
Right. Right.
It you know, but also, but with that belief, I stopped challenging other people's beliefs. Like if someone says, God exists and God's is a gray haired, bearded guy, I'm like,
Maybe.
it's a possibility.
That's true. That's true. There's no
God's a
point.
woman, possibility.
Yeah.
God's a source of energy, possibility. Like it's very hard. And I choose not to believe, for example, in ghosts and stuff.
Right.
We had a conversation at home about this yesterday. And there's talk that there's a ghost in our building right here. I've chosen not to believe in it. Other people do believe in ghosts. And Amy, you do, right?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah. And so you could be right. Like I have no evidence to prove
Right.
it otherwise. And so what I realize is my own belief is I just choose to believe something, but I have no proof that I'm right or wrong. And it doesn't even matter.
Right. I'm in the same boat with the belief. Like I could totally be wrong. I'm not committed really to my idea, but there's something for me that's almost pleasant about the idea. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
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 There's actually something, and like I said, don't quote me on it because I can't explain, but I've read about this where they zoom in on the subatomic level and they're looking at molecules and they have the technology to use magnification and see everything very vividly. But then it gets to a certain point where the technology should allow them to see further and they can't because it's just like a blur and they can't get past that. And so that plays into the theory of the simulation where it's code and that's as far as it goes. And that's like
the limit of the code.
all
Mhm.
the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
That
It
crazy.
is
could be,
crazy.
hey, listen, if this is a simulation, it's a video game, it's a damn good one. And it also means that then everything can exist, right? If it's a simulation, everything exists. So the ghost exists.
Right. Right.
All of it
All that
exists.
is there.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty interesting. Do you know that this morning they announced in the news that humankind has just put a flying object on Mars, meaning they
Yes.
have the
Yeah, they got
rover.
the
Now they're
that was
a
cool.
drone. They're flying drones around now.
Yep. That is awesome.
Is this unbelievable?
Times we're
In our
living
lifetime.
Yep. Times we're living in. It's amazing.
Yeah, but think about in another couple hundred years
What we'll be
where
doing, right?
I mean, it's like
Unimaginable.
we're barely scraping the surface of this.
And now we're moving in such huge leaps forward each time, and it's crazy. If you think about if I keep thinking my grandparents who have passed, if they showed up in my house today and saw the technology, they couldn't even wrap their head around it. They could not even comprehend what it was I was trying to show them on a cell phone or show them these computers and the Zoom calls and everything else. It's crazy.
So the one thing is we have to consider that as a possibility, like your grandparents showing up. What is being worked on is the virtual reality. The very early stuff now is those video games, the Oculus and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
That's just a harbinger of things to come. And what they're doing with these deep fakes, which are technology, is they can make people look alive and real. So if you watch the most recent Star Wars, who's the actress who played Princess Leia? I can't remember her name.
Carrie
Carrie
Fisher.
Fisher. Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher is in the movie in her younger state. She's passed, unfortunately. There she is in the movie. To me, indistinguishable. Indistinguishable. Well, that technology exists. They're doing it in movies. Now the price point's coming down. So one of the ideas is for people to use it in therapy and stuff like this. You lost a loved one, you didn't get to say your departing words, throw on the helmet, and now they're with you. And so now your grandparents,
This
want to have a dialogue with your grandparents, reconnect with them. There they
Oh
are.
my gosh, that's
So
crazy.
that's a mind.
Yeah, that's a mind bend. I'm gonna lose
Too
touch with
much.
reality pretty
Much.
soon.
Yeah, but maybe we have our masks on right now. Maybe you're wearing the Oculus, Amy. This is your game, Amy.
That's it. I like that. I like that perspective. Yeah.
Can you make me a better guitarist in your game?
Sure.
I got him, but
Up the level. Up the level.
Thank you. Yeah. You're up to 11 for me.
Okay, you got it. I also
Okay.
loved what. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. You go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
No.
No,
Both of you.
mine-
Same time.
Okay, well, let's go at the
Yeah.
same time.
No.
Okay.
Go.
All right. I just want to say this. I don't have a lot to say about it, but I love when he said, when you chase your curiosity, you almost always get something magical. That was like, oh, yes,
Yeah.
I like that. That landed.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead.
I forget what I was going
No,
to say.
come on.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really forget. It was like just something.
So
comment.
the two other takeaways then. He's having a baby. I'm so excited. You heard me say for him. I'm not excited for the baby. I'm excited that he is a father because he's such a good human. I'm excited for the baby too.
Yeah, you're excited for the baby that Don's
He's the dad.
That Don's
And he's
his
such
dad.
a nice
Yeah,
guy.
her dad.
My favorite thing though is that safe. Like I had no idea.
I want to see the video.
Oh, you couldn't see. Yeah. So there he is. He's sitting in he calls it the bunker room, and it is in the ground. I've been there. It's in the basement, but I don't think there's any windows. And behind him is this big map of the U.S., probably 6 feet long. It's a massive map. And that's when I saw it behind him. Like, what is that? Like, I thought I saw his pins in it. At least I thought I did. And that was his vacation or something. And he goes, it's a safe. So then he pulls the map, and behind it is a concrete fixture with this iron door on it. And on it, or in it, were 2 water pistols. I thought that was hysterical.
Unsafe.
Hysterical.
That is
Like,
hysterical.
I will squirt the hell
I will
out of you.
squirt the hell out of you. Scary guy.
You take one step in my house, I will squirt you up and down.
Scary, scary man.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, you got game for us, Jay Sloan?
Yes, sir. So, Don, because you know Don, he didn't fill out a form. So this is Nashville, because I know he lives in Nashville.
There
This is
you go.
Nashville.
All right.
So we're starting off with food.
Oh, I love food.
Amy loves
I
food.
love food.
I know.
I think we all do.
I found her little snack. I not found it, but now that I know where the snack
I
collection
feel
is,
so bad that you didn't know we had snacks all this time. You were starving to death in the office.
starving to death. And it is true. You have told me, and it goes through my little thin brain here. But now it's archived in there. The collection's pretty remarkable. There's like anything you want in there.
There's some good stuff in there, but I do need to restock. I like those fig bars. Those were good.
Bring the fig bar. I love the fig
Oh,
bars
fig
too.
bars.
I'm just jealous because you guys are in the office so much that you had these like secret breakfasts, brunches.
Dude, you got it. I'm telling you, man, once a week, it's worth it. We'll pay gas and mileage. I mean, or something.
Just come
but
up and have a Taylor egg ham and cheese with us.
yeah, for God's sake.
I
I
Jay
said a
Sloan.
Taylor egg ham. Was nobody going to call me on that? Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. You guys just let me go.
You're a poser. You're a Jersey poser.
When we went out to dinner and everybody was like questioning my food choices, and I was like, I'm on keto. I can't have any carbs. And they looked at me like I just killed somebody's child. Like, what? Like, what are you doing?
We were
right
pretty
now?
tame. I thought sometimes we go pretty crazy. We were pretty tame at that.
We're very tame. Yeah,
We were pretty,
we're pretty
which
tame.
is fine.
Yeah, I
The
want to up level our next meal though. That one was.
Yeah,
We
that
need.
meal was
We
no
need.
good.
We need. I want to take us for our next one. I know where I want to go.
Well, then let's do it.
Okay.
We should do when Kelsey gets back and hear her stories.
Yes.
I thought that our trip to Cape Cod was one of my favorite ones. It was so cool hanging out, watching the water go by. Jeremy made, surprise, surprise, the most amazing meal. It was just so relaxed. I love that trip.
That was the house was unbelievable. The scenery. I mean, I can't. I hope to one day have money so I can live in a house like
Yeah.
that. But if it happens, I've been there, so I'm okay. I can.
I think our retreats
Yeah.
need one whole other day because that was just so nice, and I hated that we
Yeah,
had to
we need
leave
one
it
more
to-
day,
Yeah.
one more chill day.
Yeah. Okay. On to Nashville food.
Okay.
So Nashville hot chicken is a popular dish that consists of cayenne, garlic, and what other component? Is it bacon, mustard, pickles, or maple syrup? You say syrup or syrup?
Syrup. What do you say,
I
Mike?
say syrup. Too. What do you say?
I used to say syrup, but I think it's syrup. I think that's the right way. Could be wrong.
Or syrup. Syrup.
I say syrup
I say syrup.
with its hearty syrup.
That's another thing I can't have, and I love.
Is maple syrup?
Yeah, because sugar.
We have some maple trees where we are. I should tap into a few, start my own little syrup
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
There you go. That's next on your list. You're like, so my truck's done. Now I got maple syrup.
Dude, I started the truck today.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah,
I just ordered the wheels.
I want to talk to you
I
about.
got black rhino wheels.
How big a lift are you going?
I'm going 25 inches. It's actually going to be taller than your house. So like when I come like Amy, I'm outside the house, you'll walk out and say, "Where are you?" You'll be, "I'm over you." Because no, I'm doing 2 inches.
Okay.
Like a small lift.
Okay.
A small lift.
That's cool though.
Just a little bit. Like when I met with the guy who's doing it, he's like, "So what's your intended use?" I said, "It's my daily ride, and I want to be a poser." But I said, "I don't want to look like I'm trying to be a poser." He goes, "You're the first guy who's integral," because like, that's what most people want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were talking about the winch, you're like, I want a winch, but I don't want it visible. I'm like, I've never heard of this before. Like,
Yeah.
Can they do
Can
it? Can they do a winch?
No,
that's-
he said he goes, "How many times are you going to take it off roading?" I said, "1 time." He goes, "You don't need a winch." He says, "You don't need a winch." I said, "I don't want a winch."
Wait a minute. What's a winch compared to I'm thinking of a tow thing. What's a winch?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, winch has a line with a motor that pulls.
Okay.
It pulls things.
Okay. Oh, the winch. Yeah.
It's not a wench, which brings beer.
not to get up on that, but you can, if you don't want to get a winch mic, ask him about a locker. Ask him about a differential locker instead,
Oh,
because
direct locker.
that goes into the differential, so you won't even know it's there, and you can turn it on and off.
Oh, yeah, to climb better.
Well, yeah. So people think 4-wheel drive is all 4 wheels turn
Yeah.
at the same time, but that's not actually how it works. You still have because the open differential, which most of them come with, one wheel gains more traction than the other one on the same
Yeah.
axle. So if you get a locker, you can lock it so that all 4
Can
move at the
climb.
same time. Yeah. But if you drive it on a road, it'll break it because the wheels turn at different speeds when you're going around a
Yep.
corner. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
like a whole. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, nerding
That was
out
good.
on differentials. Okay. Nashville was the first city in the U.S. to get a license for which of the following? Television, AM radio, FM radio, or ham radio?
Mm,
I've never listened to ham radio.
mm.
We don't really listen to it. It's more like a communic. Oh, I guess you do listen to it.
Yeah. Isn't it an international? Isn't that the longest range is ham?
Yeah, you need a license. But I thought I didn't think maybe people do broadcast shows. I thought it was more for like emergency use and things like
The
that.
M stands for modulation, right? Like frequency modulation, amplitude mod. I assume that's what AM is. Amplitude
I don't know what AMs.
modulation. Ham is.
I never even thought to question what those letters stand for.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying I'm right. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, but still,
I assume it's the type of wave.
I see ham radio and I just get hungry for
Me
pulled pork.
too.
So
I know, me
Yeah.
too.
I immediately wanted a sandwich.
Yep.
All right, question 3. In 2004, what was Nashville designated as? Was it the safest city, the city with the most opera houses, the cleanest city, or the friendliest city?
I could see Nashville qualifying for all 4.
Mm-hmm.
Compliments to you, Nashville.
Nashville is cool.
I haven't explored it. Got to do that.
Good pulled pork. All right, Aim.
All right.
So Nashville hot chicken's popular dish consists of cayenne, garlic, and what other
I'm
component?
going with mustard since it's a hot dish. I'm hoping that helps make it hot.
Nashville's a little sweeter than that. I'm saying maple syrup.
Oh, you're both wrong. It's pickles.
I was going to go
Oh.
with pickles.
Yeah, so they use the pickle brine, kind of like Chick-fil-A. They marinate the
Chicken in it?
the chicken in the pickle, yeah, and then they also add pickles. To
Now
it.
I'm really hungry. I am really hungry for a sandwich.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
4:00. I haven't eaten all day. I'm starving.
Oh,
Dying right now. Okay, question 2. Nashville was the first city in the U.S. to get a license for what?
Ham radio.
FM radio.
FM. It's FM
Very
radio,
good,
yeah.
Mike.
Nice.
Nice. Mike gets one.
Because Nashville's friggin' magnificent. That's what FM stands for.
Friggin'.
I
Mike
try to
gets
throw
it.
you both off.
That's it. You just were
Friggin'
toying with us
magnificent.
before. You knew all
Yep.
along.
Yeah, the modulation bullshit. You guys
I
are
just
such
totally
victims.
fell for it. Totally
Yep.
fell.
Classic.
All right, and then question 3. Nashville was designated as what in 2004?
Most opera houses?
Opera. I agree.
Friendliest. It was the friendliest city.
Really? I got none right. None. I gotta go to Nashville. Check it out myself. Do my own research.
I am
Well, you-
back.
you
I am
last
back,
two.
baby. After 2 weeks of being beaten down by Amy, I'm back.
Well done, Mike. Well done.
Thank you. All right, my friends, we hope you enjoyed this show of Mike Up in Your Business and enjoy the company of Amy and Shalone. We would be honored, seriously, and you may have heard me say this before, but have you done it? Would you rate the show? Go to rateourpodcast.com. That's the best way for us to get further exposure. So I'd really appreciate if you do that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Any questions you have, email me, askmike@mikemichalowicz.com. Okay. Wishing you good times.
Good times wished for you.
Oh, that's better.
Oh.